What's going on, everybody? So I'll try to make this review pretty concise and quick because I actually have a screening for Marriage Story that I need to get to in like 30 minutes. But I just got out of a screening for Knives Out, which is a film that I actually was looking forward to. For those who saw my trailer reaction, y'all know that I reacted pretty positively to it, and I said, wow, this could be a pretty engaging movie, and it looks like a lot of fun for the most part, so I was actually pretty looking forward to it. And it's directed by Rian Johnson, and it has a stellar cast. It's got Toni Collette, Daniel Craig, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, and Chris Evans, and just a slew of a bunch of other people that are really well-known actors. And this film has been getting highly positive reviews so far. I haven't really talked to much people who didn't think that this film was pretty good. Some people really think it's like amazing. Like, I've heard some people say that it's like one of the best films, at least like top 5 best films of the year. And coming right out of it, guys, I really enjoyed this film a lot. This film, for a Hollywood type film, this was a pretty entertaining film through and through. I mean, it's a classic. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's the most original film or anything like that, because it's just kind of like a Clue, whodunit type of story. And but with that being said, this is a really engaging and funny and extremely entertaining film. This film was about 2 hours and 10 minutes long. I wasn't bored for a second throughout this entire film. And a lot of that is due to pretty much everything from the writing, the directing, and the acting. Daniel Craig in this movie, who plays, the Foghorn Leghorn accent,
is more of a Savannah accent, which is more like molasses just sort of spilling out of your mouth.
Detective in this film. He was awesome. I absolutely loved him in this film. His character was just really fun to watch and unfold, and he gives an awesome performance in this. And, everybody else in this film just gives great performances too, and it made the film really fun and really engaging to watch. And, for a classic whodunit film, it does things that I didn't think a classic whodunit film would do. For instance, in the first act of this movie, it pretty much reveals, what happened. Like, it pretty much reveals who was behind the murder and what exactly happened. And sure, the third act, it does have a more insane reveal that's a lot more complex and a lot more, I guess some people would say, convoluted and extreme. But, in the first act, it does reveal what happened and how the person that died. Like, it reveals who was the murderer in that case. And, I personally haven't seen a whodunit film that reveals something like that so early on in the film. And it was just surprising to me to see that even though that was revealed to you, it doesn't stop the film from being incredibly engaging throughout. And that's one of the things that I really, really was impressed by when I was watching it. And one thing that was also really neat about this film too is that it wasn't afraid to incorporate political messages as well. There's a lot going on here also in terms of, I don't want to say like racial politics, but immigration. There's a lot of, because right now we live in, especially in America, we have this really heated discourse about illegal immigration and, whether or not it's ethical, blah, 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 especially in the Trump era. These people are being highly demonized in a lot of ways. And this film wasn't afraid to incorporate some sort of subtext about this stuff, and in a way that didn't come off like it was just trying to preach to you a message. It came off very naturally incorporated into the film's narrative, and I thought that was really interesting. I love that it wasn't shy about incorporating a message like that, again, in a way that, didn't feel like it was just trying to like hammer just one message into my brain. And that was really awesome about it. And one thing that was really cool about it as well is there's certain things, like certain contextual pieces of writing in this film, whether it's dialogue or certain objects, that get reincorporated throughout the film, and each time they get reincorporated, it conveys a new meaning. And especially in the ending, that has something to do with a coffee mug. And at the very ending, you get this shot of a coffee mug, and it has a totally new meaning in terms of the context of the film. And there's a nice handful of examples of things like that in this film. And again, it's just really clever writing, and you can tell that, you know, the writer and director really put a lot of time and effort into crafting a film of this magnitude. And it was, guys, it was really, really entertaining. I really enjoyed it. I think Perry already saw it. I believe Eric saw it too, but I didn't. I think Perry gave this film a 7 out of 10. And Eric, I'm not sure what he gave it. I'm not even sure if he really enjoyed it all that much. I have to ask him about it. But I think I enjoyed this film much more than them, because I'm giving this film a lot of credit due to the fact that I was just absolutely engaged throughout the entire film, and had pretty much always kind of had you guessing. Like throughout the film, I was trying to guess, oh, this person did it, that person did it, or at one point I thought it was just a big conspiracy and they all did it. And, you know, I like how the film, like, just throughout the entire thing just kind of keeps you guessing, and that's what a classic whodunit film, a great whodunit film, should be able to do, is just kind of keep you guessing throughout the entire film without being able to predict it. And I didn't find this film very predictable at all. I mean, sure, there's some things that you can predict here and there, but as far as like the really important things in this film, not really predictable. I thought it was really, really interesting, really engaging. And I really, really enjoyed this film, guys, especially for a classic Hollywood type movie. It really knocks it out of the park, and it's incredibly engaging. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I really didn't like about it. The only thing I can really say is that some of the things came off like, there are maybe a few things in here that are a bit too outlandish, and don't really seem like something that would happen in real life. But, you know, some things that do happen in real life, like, you just can't believe actually happened because they are outlandish. Sometimes extremely outlandish things happen in real life, and, you know, it's a film, and I don't know, it's just, there really wasn't much about this film that I disliked, because, you know, the pace is really well done, the narrative structure is really well done, the performances are great, the characters are great, and again, like, it has political themes in this film that I thought were really well executed, and I really enjoyed that. Again, I guess if I had to criticize something, it would just be like, maybe it went a little over the top with certain things, and maybe it could have kept itself a bit more grounded in certain areas. But you know, other than that, like, I thought this was really well done, because, you know, I've heard some people say that it's a bit too convoluted. And that kind of goes back to what I was talking about, that it might be a little bit too outlandish here and there. But I really enjoyed the way that the whole mystery unraveled throughout this film, and I don't really have much qualms with it. Like, I really, really enjoyed myself when I was watching this film, and the entire theater did too. They really, really loved it. So yeah, guys, sorry this isn't the longest review, but I gotta kind of wrap it up because I gotta go watch Marriage Story now. So I'll let you know how that goes in a second. But yeah, guys, Knives Out, I thought it was a really well-made film. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give Knives Out an 8.5 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. And I highly recommend everybody to go see this film because, you know, again, like, for pretty big-budget Hollywood film, it did a great job. You know, it was a pretty creative film for a premise that's been done over and over again. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I could see myself always popping this film in and really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with my experience. So that's what I gotta say about Knives Out, guys. If you really enjoyed what I had to say, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.